Like that background.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday afternoon call. It's July, what is it? July 12th, and time marches on. And what I wanted to do today was something different. When we initiated this call at the beginning, it was for tips and tricks, and we got into teaching everything about what we do every day, which is important. Repetition is very important. You want to know what's going on, and you need to know it. And when you listen to it being said by different people, you're able to grasp a little bit from one person, a little bit from another person, extrapolate everything, put it together to make it your own so that you know what's going on. And you can make this program a lot easier for you. It's not to be stressful. It's to be as simple as possible. We have our step-by-step procedures. Just do the step-by-step, RR247.com/RRR. Use that link in that page and stay with it, and you'll be all set. But it's always good to hear other people saying the same thing. And that's why Thursday nights are very important to be on also, because they keep going over the steps that you need to know to move forward. So don't depend on your instructor all the time to grasp you and say, okay, where are you today? Let's go here, there. We're here to do that. However, you got to take the initiative on your own to do it yourself and to understand the program. Because at one point in your progression here, you're going to be teaching other people under you where to go. And so you got to learn it first to help them. Now, I've been here for over 4.5 years, and I've been on all the calls, all the training calls, and repetition again is a good teacher, but there's one thing that I've never seen done, and that's because most likely it's not the most important in your learning process, but it's something you want to keep in your records for a future date, especially the new people like Jesus and Harold, and keep all the information that you learned, whether you're going to use it today or not. You will use it sometime in the future. And one of the things that is important to know in marketing, now that we are so big, and you hear Rory talk about this too, when you see him making his pages, the headlines that he puts in, what does he do? He says, I'm going to color this in blue, right? And he takes the headline, highlights it, and he highlights it in light blue. There's a reason why he does that. And you want to know why colors are important. Again, when you're starting off, just don't worry about the colors, just worry about content, be concerned about content and getting your Google AdSense. Afterwards, as you progress, as time goes by, you can incorporate colors. The one important area for using colors is advertising. If you look at advertising, you'll notice that, hey, it's all colors. Why? Because that draws the people's attention. But who has ever thought about the colors and their meaning? So what I'm going to show you today is exactly what the colors are and what do they mean personally and in marketing. Now, I have a link that I'll give you after I'm through. But right now, I want you to really focus on the screen. And I want you to understand what I'm showing you and really think deeply about what I'm saying. And actually, I did this in slide format, so this will make life a lot easier for you. And this slide format I put in a PDF format, so you can have it after you leave here. Check this out. I want you to be dazzled with this. Understanding the psychological implications of colors in marketing and across different countries. Because we are now about the biggest marketing company in the world, we're marketing in all these countries that have different connotations of colors. Words mean things different to them too. So you want to be very, very careful when you're advertising that you don't cross meanings of words and colors. So you want to know the psychology of colors in marketing. Look at those. Isn't that beautiful? Again, I want you to stare at that.
Psychedelic, man.
Yeah. Okay. Hello and welcome to today's call on the psychological implications of colors in marketing and across different countries. Colors play a significant role in our lives, and they can have various meanings and associations depending on cultural context. The choice of colors in your marketing toolkit is crucial in inspiring individuals. It's crucial. Colors have a powerful voice that effectively represents your business. Colors convey complex messages that can be interpreted differently by different people. You got to remember this. Now think about this. Gorillas, big apes, they're aware of this. Now they don't talk, right? But they can recognize that colors have a powerful impact, often more than words. Isn't that fascinating? Colors have the ability to evoke emotion, create excitement, and leave a lasting impression, entertain, and even persuade. Look closely in your screen at what you have in front of you. However, if one fails to understand the meaning behind certain colors, they can provoke negative reactions. And we definitely do not want that, do we? It's important to note that within the first 90 seconds, think about it, 90 seconds, minute and a half, people form lasting impressions, whether it's on the internet, advertising, or face-to-face. And on the internet, 60% of these impressions are influenced by color. Isn't that amazing? Think about that. Important to note that within the first 90 seconds, people form lasting impressions, and 60% of these impressions are influenced by colors. So when you're advertising out there, think about this. Write this down and make note of it. Use it. When choosing colors, it's essential to consider their significance to potential customers rather than solely relying on personal preferences. We don't care what anything matters to you. What you're doing is advertising and promoting to others. For example, some products that we have, people may not want to use or have their opinion, but it doesn't matter. This is a business. So what your job is to let other people see what you have and let them form their own opinion. And to help you be successful with the business and through your advertising, take note of this using colors. And you see there are a lot of different colors that you have to be concerned about. Well, have you ever wondered why certain colors make you feel a certain way, just like music does? But we're talking about colors today. Colors can evoke emotions and affect our moods. Believe it or not, with subconsciously, it does that. And they also hold cultural significance. It's important to remember that the psychological implications of colors can differ from country to country. Let's dive into some of the colors and how they're perceived across different cultures. Whoa, red. Red is a vibrant color associated with power, with love, and passion. In many Western countries, red can symbolize energy and excitement. However, in some Eastern cultures, such as China, red is considered lucky and represents joy and celebration. Have you ever thought about that? Did you think red did that? It's important to note that in some countries, red can also represent danger or warning signals. Well, we have that here too, right? In the stoplights, red, you better stop. Blue. What does blue do? Blue is often associated with calmness, serenity, and trust. So if you want somebody to trust what you're saying in your ads, throw a splash of blue in there. Light blue is nice. In many Western countries, blue is linked to feelings of peace and tranquility. However, in some Eastern cultures, blue can be associated with sadness or mourning. So additionally, in some Middle Eastern countries, blue is considered a protective color that wards off evil. Okay. Again, as you advance in the business and doing your advertising and reaching out, you want to take colors into consideration. And that way they can help emphasize your words. Oh, yellow. Yellow is often associated with happiness and optimism and energy. But in many Western cultures, yellow is a cheerful color that symbolizes warmth and positivity. However, in some Eastern cultures, yellow can represent courage, bravery, and power. It's important to note that in some countries, yellow can also be associated with caution or sickness. Excuse me, caution. Well, we have that here, right? Yellow light. Ooh, green now. Green. These are like primary colors I'm showing you starting off. Green is commonly associated with nature, right? Grass, growth, and harmony. Okay. In many Western cultures, green is seen as a symbol of fertility and renewal. So just think again of the products that we have and that we are promoting or will be promoting. They're always changing, so you want to always keep this in consideration. Even if you don't have pictures, sometimes you just may want to change a word or two and make it green, for example. Okay, something that can help your advertising and in your blog posting. In some Eastern cultures, green represents youth, hope, and good luck, like the four-leaf clover. Okay? However, in some countries, green can also symbolize jealousy or inexperience. And you've heard that expression, I'm green with jealousy. So it's even used that way too. So you can understand green has an impact. White. White often symbolizes purity, innocence, and peace. Amen. In many Western cultures, white is associated with weddings and new beginnings. Well, that's in our culture, right? In several Eastern cultures, white is connected to death and mourning. Isn't that interesting? So it's important to understand that cultural interpretations of white can vary significantly, can it? From weddings to mourning. Well, total 180 degrees on that one. Be careful. Now, here's something that you can do. Black. Black is often associated with power, mystery, and formality. Oh, like James Bond. In many Western cultures, black is linked to elegance and sophistication. However, in some Eastern cultures, black is associated with mourning and sadness. Now, it's essential to recognize that cultural perceptions of black can differ greatly. If you look at what's on your screen, you'll notice that I'm using two of the colors, black and white. So the other thing that you can do with white is to emphasize letters and words, to bring them out, to make them pop. So remember that. You want something to pop, put in a background. Yellow or black are two good backgrounds to use. Like this, yellow and black. Now that you have familiarized yourself with what are commonly preferred as what I call also primary colors, let's explore their deeper significance in specific countries. See the background? It's more soothing. United States. Okay, the significance of red in the United States is associated with energy, power, and passion. Frustration, right? Nervousness, though. You get flustered. What does your face turn? Red. Often used to convey excitement or urgency. For some, anger. We know all about that, right? You get angry and your face just gets big and red. Now, blue symbolizes trust. Again, you want somebody to trust you, think about different shades of blue. Stability and loyalty, frequently used by corporations and political parties, red and blue. Now, yellow, you see, I'm using black on the background and yellow on the front for emphasis. So there's different ways to create emphasis. So yellow represents happiness, optimism, and creativity, often used in marketing to grab attention. Green, there we go. In the United States, green symbolizes nature, freshness, wealth, money, 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 associated with environmental causes and financial institutions. Green, we always equate with money. First, right off the bat, green, green. Want more greens. Now, white is associated with purity, innocence, and cleanliness, often used in healthcare and technology industries. And we have a big healthcare category. So think about that. Black represents elegance, formality, and authority. You look at anybody talking, they're up on the stage, what they're wearing, more times than not, it's black. It's formal. So you got the combination of the formal and the authority. Now, it's frequently used in high-end fashion and luxury brands. Now, in China, red in China is considered lucky and symbolizes joy, celebration, and prosperity. Used during festivals and important occasions. You ever watch the news and you'll see these colors. And now when you do watch the news, if you ever get a chance to watch TV these days, then check out the colors, not just what there's people are saying, but look at the background and see what you see. Blue in China is associated with immortality and represents healing and tranquility, sometimes used to ward off evil spirits. Yellow symbolizes power, royalty, and wealth, associated with the emperor and used in traditional ceremonies. Green for China is associated with fertility, youth, and harmony, represents growth and balance. Then I guess universal, green is more universal to the Western and Eastern cultures because they're almost the same. White symbolizes, believe it or not, death in China, mourning and funerals, often associated with aging and the afterlife. Contrary, black represents water and the north, symbolizing darkness and the unknown, associated with mystery and contemplation. Superstition. In India, red symbolizes purity, power, and fertility, associated with weddings, and represents love and prosperity. If you ever seen an Indian wedding, which I used to work in a hotel, a high-class hotel, and I remember this wedding, Indian wedding, that they came out after it was over and they were doing their thing. My God, the clothes they were wearing were spectacular. They're beautiful. I mean, they like incorporated all these different colors in there. But the red, which was weaving through the satin and everything, the red was associating with weddings and represents love and prosperity. Blue is associated with divinity and spirituality, symbolizes Lord Krishna and often used in religious ceremonies. Yellow represents knowledge, learning, and purity, worn by spiritual leaders and associated with the sun. And green symbolizes fertility, prosperity, and nature, and is associated with Islam and represents new beginnings. Again, green is almost the same everywhere. White represents purity, peace, and spirituality, worn during religious ceremonies and mourning. So black is associated with negativity and impurity, worn during mourning and considered gloomy. Now, today's lesson is to be used as another tool for the more advanced member. Again, remember when you're starting off, just do content. We mark it for content. But if you are new and relatively new, just stay with the black and white for the most part. After you've gotten your Google AdSense and feel that you want to explore integrating colors into your blog minimally, don't go crazy with it, or in your advertisements, then feel free to do so. Now, to clarify what exactly you need to know about using colors in your business, I have summarized them below. Here's what colors mean to people emotionally and in a business context. Red evokes aggressiveness, passion, strength, and vitality. In business, red is great for accents and boldness, stimulates appetites, and is associated with debt, right? Everybody seems to know that nowadays, red. So for personally, it evokes aggressiveness, and in business, it stimulates appetite, boldness, and debt. Pink. Here's some colors that I didn't go over before, but additional colors that you need to know about. Personally, pink evokes femininity, innocence, softness, health. But in business, and you want to be sure you are aware of its feminine implications and associations in business. You don't want to put it in the wrong type of ad. You know, they could be offensive, so you want to be careful. Orange. Personally, orange evokes fun, cheeriness, warm exuberance, right? In business, orange is great to highlight information in graphs and on charts since it evokes positive feelings and sunshine. So in business, it also appeals to intellectuals and is excellent for accenting things. Too much, though, can be unnerving. Green. Well, for personally, green evokes tranquility, again, health and freshness. And in business, you use green if you want, with its deep tones, to convey the status and wealth. Its pale tones are soothing. So deep conveys status and wealth. The paler green tones are soothing. Blue. For people, blue usually evokes authority. Like a lot of times policemen used to wear, bluish uniforms, but dignity, security, and faithfulness is also associated with blue for people. But in business, it implies physical responsibility and security. Plus, it is universally popular. Again, while I'm showing you these colors, be thinking about the products that we have that eventually, or you're going to advertise for, and think of, oh, that would be good for this ad. That would be good for that ad, I want you to be thinking about that. So purple in people evokes sophistication, spirituality, costliness, and royalty and mystery. In the UK, you see a lot of people that are in royalty, especially, have purple colors associated with them. In business, it's right for upscale and artistic audiences. So again, you want to know your audience when you're advertising. That's important, right? You want to know the age group and the geographically where they're located. Brown. What does brown evoke? Utility, earthiness, woodenness, and subtle riches, right? Do you ever think about these before? Colors really say a lot. Brown in business signifies less important items in documents. So what are important colors in documents? Black. If it's lesser important, then you use brown if you're going in order, decreasing order. And white evokes purity, truthfulness, being contemporary and refined, right? Now, white in business, like I said before, it brightens dark colors, as shown here. Black, I put the white in the background so you can see how it brightens it up, makes it pop. So if you want something to pop and you're just using black and no other colors, the way to emphasize words is to put a white background on it. And it can be refreshing or even sterile. So if you look at that on your whole monitor, just look at the whole monitor at one time, what pops out to you? Brightens dark colors, right? Good to know. Gray evokes somberness, authority, practicality, and a corporate mentality. Gray in business is always right for conservative audiences. Black evokes seriousness, distinctiveness, boldness, and being classic. Black in business creates drama and is often a fine background color. Isn't that colorful? Remember, these interpretations are generalizations and may vary within different regions and cultural subgroups. It's always important to respect and consider the specific cultural nuances and context when understanding the psychological implications of colors in different countries. By embracing and appreciating the diverse interpretations of colors, we can foster better cross-cultural understanding. And that is what we are trying to do with our marketing, is to unite the whole world together in enjoying each other's resources. So we don't want to do anything to jeopardize it, and utilizing colors in the proper way is the best way to do that. Colors. How you like. Amen. Okay, and that is that presentation. In the
Excellent.
chat, I have the link to that. So you're welcome.
Thank you, Tom. That was
an
excellent presentation. Thank you so much. That's going to help us a lot in doing our advertising. But once again, like Tom mentioned, if you don't have your Google AdSense yet, focus on getting that. Use this kind of just put this kind of on the back burner. Know that this is available to you once you get your Google AdSense. But definitely the ultimate goal right now, if you don't have it yet, work on getting your Google AdSense. And yes, that also means advertising as well. But just make sure that you focus more on just getting content, getting traffic to your site with advertising, so that you can get Google AdSense.
Amen to that. Can't emphasize that enough. Remember, these are tools you use when you need them, just like in mechanical tools and carpentry and construction. You don't use all the tools at the same time. You use them when you need them. This is another form of tools that you take today, make a folder in my drive or on your computer or in both places and keep it for the future so you know and don't have to go spending time looking it up. So you'll know how to use colors to help you with your marketing.
If you don't have Google AdSense yet, think of yourself as a apprentice, you know, like a mechanical apprentice. When they start out as a junior apprentice, they're in the shop. There's all kinds of tools there they can use, or there's available to them, but they don't use them until they then become a second or third year apprentice. So think of yourself the same way in this sense, that you're an apprentice working towards Google AdSense. Once you get Google AdSense, then more tools open up to you. But your main goal right now is get that Google AdSense. I can't. Tom and I, none of us can stress that enough. Google AdSense is where you want to get absolutely first after all this.
That's your primary objective as you move along. We market for content because we partner with Google, and you want to get Google AdSense. So you do your content. Don't worry about pictures or colors. You get your content in there first. And if you're doing a new page or modifying a page, you can do your content. Then you can put a picture or two in there. And then you go advertise. The object of advertising, remember, is drawing the public to your website. And by advertising the particular page that you've just got through modifying, that you will be able to get the people, the public, to that page to see that product. And when they're there, they'll see all the other categories that you have, and they'll have the opportunity to look through the others too. But first and foremost, content, content, content,
Content.
and content. Yeah.
Right. That's right.
Did I say content though? Any questions on that? Okay, we did have a question on.
We had Candace, Tom.
Thank
Candace,
you.
Oh.
yeah.
I just wanted to
Candace had
share.
Okay,
Even
Candace,
once
hi.
Hi, how are you? Even actually, to tell you the truth, even once you get Google AdSense, it's crazy, little to no, but our PBS, I changed mine after Google AdSense, and I put like emphasized purple and this and that. I raised my hand at one of our trainings. Rory critiqued my PBS, and he told me those couple things: get rid of the color. He said, don't add extra categories, because I had one. It was like life hack. Sorry, I'm trying to put myself on camera. Life hack. And I removed it, and my Google AdSense went up 1,270% from changing those two things. Pointer. So and yes, that was almost a year ago. So things change with Google. We know that. But that's how much what Rory says about our PBS system, it needs to stay that way. And that's truth, what happened. And it was like instantly my Google AdSense went up that month.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, by doing that, it's more synonymous with all the other web pages that we all have. Preferably, they should all look the same. If you start adding colors and this and the other thing, it's going to be different. But with the colors I'm talking about today, you know, the colors, again, like I said at the beginning, he uses on his pages for the headlines that are in light blue. And that forms a trust and a soothing appearance to the people. And that's what we all want, is to evoke trust and relaxation, right? But you can use what I'm talking about is these colors in your advertising.
Yes.
You know, as you really get
I 100%
professional.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make it very clear about PBS, because people, you know, if we don't like emphasize it, you know, people we can give off the wrong impression. That's all.
Yeah. And I was thinking as well. I mean, really, for this presentation, I mean, a lot of times when we're advertising to different countries. So it's important to know this stuff about the colors for those different countries. And so that's why this is important. It's not as much. I mean, yes, you still want to use some colors on your PBS pages, but this is more important, especially for the advertising. Knowing the differences in meanings of colors for different countries and places in the world. To do not proper, but to do what's the word I'm looking for? To do a greater advertising, to get a greater I don't know, I'm lost with the word, but just to do better advertising, put it that way.
Yeah, because you don't want to offend somebody without even realizing what you're doing.
Right. Exactly.
And
Exactly.
thanks, Candace, and congratulations again to our new PSI here.
Yes, sorry.
Thank you very, very much.
Yep.
It was a shocker. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And that's some just talk about that for one thing. That's another someone mentioned last night. They're gonna mention Dina as well. As you're working here and being an instructor, working on getting your PBS, the ones that are working the hardest, they're not even thinking about, I'm going to get that next level, I'm going to get the next PSI or the MSI. They're just working. And then when it comes in, they're like, wow, I didn't even know I was working that hard. But really, that's really important, is just work and help others, and just working at PBS and help others, and it'll come to you.
Right. Don't worry about everything that you're getting. Do what Joel just said, and that includes the advertising. Don't say, how many clicks did I get? Or how many people saw my ads? Don't worry about it. It'll come around. If they're saying it, you'll know about it without having to go look for it. They'll be coming to your website, right?
Yep.
So
and like we always hear, if you're thinking, do I have enough yet? The answer is no. Do more. Do more.
Exactly.
If you're thinking, how many clicks do I have? Do more. You don't have enough yet. Just keep doing it. I mean, we heard Rory talking a couple weeks ago when he was doing some advertising, and he said he on one of the sites, I think it was classified as for free. He said he used to have like thousands there, and then he lost a bunch of them. So he's kind of building that up again. Like, just keep advertising. Just don't stop advertising. That's the absolute biggest thing I can't stress enough, and I don't even do it enough. But advertise, because without advertising, no one's gonna know. But it's like Rory already says, the law of marketing. If nobody knows about your product, is not gonna get any word of it, right? So advertise, and content, right?
yeah, and in addition to that, when you're working your pages, don't ask, how does it look? Did I have enough content? If you have to ask that, the same thing, you didn't have enough. So just keep doing it. I know that Google and Yoast, I guess, have changed for the amount of words that you need in there. Don't worry about it. Just do it. Put yourself into it. After a while, you'll start getting on a roll where you can just start talking and typing and everything. Best thing to do is stop typing. Type with your own experience, make it personable and everything. Don't even worry about how it's spelled. Don't worry about how it sounds. Just put all your words down. You're brainstorming. Put it down on your page.
Exactly.
When you have finished that, then go back to the beginning and start critiquing paragraph by paragraph to see if you have the right keywords in there, or the right amount of keywords in both the content and the headings, and then you can, when you really love that, and you feel it's something that you would be interested in, if you saw it yourself or read it yourself, then you can add 2 or 3 pictures in it. I go by, and not 100% of the time, but for every like 300 words, put a picture in. But you have to look at it. That's why I always preview my pages and everything to see how it looks aesthetically. If it looks good, great. If it think it needs another picture in there and there's enough words, then you can fit that in there. Ultimately, at the beginning, just like Joel said and was saying, content. Do the contents. Don't worry about it. If you have to ask, is it enough? It's not enough. When you're satisfied with it, then and completed, then you can let your instructor see it. Say, how do you like it?
Exactly. And
Right.
as well, just to kind of add it as well, when you're writing your pages, nobody other than a robot speaks an absolutely perfect grammar. Nobody does. And so you don't want to have your page absolute perfect grammar either, because then nobody's going to enjoy reading it. So just kind of have it sound like you, so just type like you, but you don't need to make an absolute perfect grammar. That's probably, I mean, if there's a couple of spelling mistakes, that's okay, because you know what? A lot of times when people are doing Google searches, they're not going to spell everything correctly, and so that's why sometimes you'll actually get more hits by having some spelling errors.
That's right. Because if you make an error, then there's other people out there that make the same error. And those are the people that you can catch their attention. And besides, if somebody says, oh, there's an error there, well, they're actually reading your article or your post.
That's
So
right.
that's a good thing, right?
And that's also gonna, because of that error, they're gonna they now subconsciously know about it, so they're gonna remember that page because of that error, right?
Mhm. Exactly. Well, I appreciate everybody coming and all these new faces here. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. I hope you got a lot out of it. Marilyn, hello. And again, the link is in the chat. All you have to do is click on it and you should be able to bring up the PDF format. You can check that out, Joel, for me. Make sure
have a
that
look,
it's
yeah.
working. And then that's about it. I'm going to stop the
works.
recording.
We'll get to your question next week, Harold. I know Tom's going to cover that, but then we had Candace's question, but we'll get to your question next week.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. A great